The REGINA study is an ongoing single-arm phase 2 study testing the combination of nivolumab plus regorafenib and the short-course radiotherapy for patients with stage 2 or 3 rectal cancer. Patients who were recruited into the REGINA study, they were treated with an induction treatment, including 2 administration of nivolumab, 240 milligrams once every 2 weeks, and regorafenib, 80 milligrams once daily for 2 weeks. Then they received short course radiotherapy, so 25 grays in 5 fractions. And then again, they received a systemic treatment, so a consolidation therapy, including 3 administration of nivolumab, 240 milligrams once every 2 weeks, and 3 weeks of regorafenib at the dose of 80 milligrams once daily. Then a few weeks later, patients had either surgery or they could opt for watch and wait if the reassessment scans showed clinical complete response. Then the use of adjuvant chemotherapy for those patients who had surgery was left to the discretion of the investigator. So at this stage, we have completed the first part of the study because the study has a Simon two-stage design, and we have got the interim data from the first 36 patients. So first of all, in terms of efficacy, we had quite interesting results because in the entire patients population, we had 30% of patients who had a pathological complete response, 64% of patients who had a major pathological response, so what we call a tumor regression grade 3 or 4 according to the Dvorak system. But then we had also 8 patients who had a clinical complete response, and they are currently managed with a watch and wait approach. I think that the most interesting result, though, comes from the patients' populations with mismatch repair proficient or microsatellite stable tumors, because out of the 36 patients recruited in the study, 30 patients had mismatch repair proficient or microsatellite stable tumors. And of these 30 patients, 24 had surgery and 6, so 25% of them had a pathological complete response, 58% had a major pathological response. And there are an additional 5 patients who had a clinical complete response and are currently managed with a watch and wait strategy. These are the activity and efficacy data. When it comes to the safety data, we had approximately 60% of patients who had a grade 3 or higher adverse event, and approximately, again, 60% of patients who had a serious adverse event. And the most common toxicity were gastrointestinal disorders. So the preliminary results of the REGINA trial are quite promising because we have seen a rate of a complete response, or either pathological or clinical complete response, which is definitely higher than what we would normally expect when we treat patients by short course radiotherapy only. However, the study is still ongoing, and of course, these preliminary results will need to be confirmed in the second part of the study, and of course, in larger independent series. We have to acknowledge that this is, sorry, because study is still ongoing, this is a non-randomized study. So of course, ideally, we would need to compare this investigational combination treatment against standard of care therapy. The other thing is that we have seen quite a unexpectedly high rate of serious adverse event and severe adverse event, likely related to the combination treatment. And this is why in the second part of the study, we will reduce the dose of regorafenib from 80 to 60 milligrams per day to hopefully improve the overall treatment safety profile.